Back at it. Where's the music, man? You said we were going to sing the intro today. Where's the... All right, folks. Week 11, here we go. Start, sit. Let's get it rolling. Yo! What's up, everybody? Brian and Brennan back for another episode of Too Much Fantasy Football here on the Fantasy Football Advice Network. It's week 11. Start, sits. We've got 7 games on the table today, including Thursday Night Football. Brendan, how are we doing today?
Oh, actually, another good Thursday night football game coming ahead of us this time. So, actually, have something to look forward to.
So, are we not Thursday out in this one? I don't think so.
No, we
Unless
can't
it's Sean
Thursday out on this one
Dotson.
either. No, we can't Thursday out on this one.
Yeah, it's been a wild week. We're already getting quarterback announcements here left and right at a couple games that we're going to be talking about here. So let's get things rocking. Let's get them rolling. And let's start with Thursday Night Football. As always, 3 minutes on the clock. Here we go. 7-3 Commanders go to the 7-2 Eagles. It's a 48.5 point over under. Philly's favored by 3.5 here. I mean, I'm smitten here. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Shoot. Let's just go through it for the Commander side. Jaden Daniels hasn't left your lineup since, week one, really. Um,
Yeah.
Running backs, Brian Robinson is supposed to ramp up today for practice to be a full participant, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I saw a quote. He says, great chance about or it feels great about his chances of playing Thursday. So it's been, how many weeks? 3 weeks now? Or
Yeah,
2
3
weeks?
weeks.
2 weeks he's been
Yeah,
out.
it's been a
So,
couple weeks. Yeah, if he's in, you start him. I think Austin Eckler kind of moves to a. If you're on a bye, you're really hurting. RB2 because you don't want to put him in your flex spot for a Thursday night game. I'm kind of tough on trying to start Eckler in this one. I think there's a great game script for him, but I just don't see it like in my head.
I'm right there with you. There's definitely a role that he could play in this. Philadelphia gets up hot, quickly, something like that. They need to play from behind. Brian Robinson gets scripted out, but at the same time, I still think they're going to use Robinson by the goal line, whether, when it comes down to
Yeah,
that point. So Eckler's a risky play at that, probably low end 3 wide receiver
yeah,
running
he's
back
probably
3.
closer to that. Low end three, really, really flex play. Terry McLaurin, and then Zach Ertz is kind of. I mean, if you're really punting on tight end this season, you're kind of just, plug and play. Like, I don't hate it, but this is the one where I'd say that this is the Thursday out for me.
Okay, you beat me to it. I was going to say there's other intriguing options at tight end if you want to get crafty. If you want to grab somebody that I can guarantee you, we're going to name a few names that are on your waiver wire that I like better than the start here. We've been pro Ertz for a lot of this season, but yeah, this is just not the game that I feel great about it.
Yeah. I like Noah Brown, nothing I really want to, I don't want to dabble with anything like other experimental options. Like, it's pretty safe to say that Terry McLaurin's been the safe wide receiver for the Commanders this entire season.
Yeah, 100%. I don't want to go past that.
Eagles is pretty easy. It's Jalen Hurts, it's Saquon Barkley, it's AJ Brown, and then Devonta Smith, who he should be playing, right? I know he had some hamstring issues, but he should be good to go, right?
Yeah, limited in practice on Tuesday. We're still waiting to hear on Wednesday, but if he's in, I think I'm okay playing him. It's rough for the Eagles passing game this year. I think on average they're throwing it 6 less times a game. That's big. That's big when Devonta Smith just kind of lives in that 4 to 6 catches a game. Like he's great at that
Yeah,
over 4.5.
I just think their games have been like such blowouts, so that's why like last game they all sat him in like the fourth quarter, so there's no need. But
Because they're able
so
to run the ball so efficiently.
yeah,
It's great if you have Saquon or Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has been a smash pick this year. Who do you have winning?
I think Philadelphia wins. What's the spread again in this game?
It is 3.5 to Philadelphia.
I take the Eagles spread too. I think they'll. I think this is a very. I think there's going to be a little brother big brother matchup kind of a thing.
Yeah, dude. As much hate as it seems we have for Sirianni, there's just so much talent on this team. It's hard to like just realistically go against this full on team at times. So I'm
Brian,
right
you
there
and
with
I
you.
could coach this team to what Nick Sirianni does. He just sits there and claps. He's the Jason Garrett epitome of what this team is.
Right. Yeah, my Madden record, it's pretty good against computer, I will say, when I play on rookie. 3 more minutes. Here we go. Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles if that wasn't clear. 6-3 Packers, 4-5 Bears, 40.5 point over under. Green Bay's favored by 5.5. The line's moved from 6. It's moved just a little bit. What's the difference? Oh, we fired Shane Waldron. Folks, we sat here on the show and talked about if the Patriots can pull it off for us, he might save Chicago's fantasy season for us. It may be like one player, maybe one wide receiver can be relevant here.
Yeah, I mean, we can start with the Bears side. Do you really want to start Caleb Williams?
No, no.
Okay. DeAndre Swift.
You kind of have to.
Okay. Yeah, he's probably the only one I'm looking at. Like, yeah, I mean, he's got like a safe workload. DJ Moore, are you going to start him?
No, I haven't been. He's been on my bench, and I mean, I've only had him in a couple places, but yeah, he's been on my bench for the last several weeks.
Okay.
Odunze's been the only one I've wanted to own, but I'm still not ready to start him.
Okay. So cross out of Dunze, and then last one is Keenan Allen.
Why are we talking about him? We dropped him at week 4. Come on, let's be honest
Hey,
here.
I'm just saying those are like options that are there, and again, I don't think there's really anybody startable on this team. I think obviously firing the OC is a start, but that doesn't fix the offensive line. I think Caleb was sacked what 9 times against the Patriots.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think and the Packers have a good defense. It's not like they have some like meddling defense. So I don't see how it gets much better than the Patriots.
Komet. We were talking about the tight ends I might throw out there that I'd be willing to play over those last two. I'd be willing to throw Komet out in this game.
I think I'd start Ertz over Komet. That's tough.
I don't know why. It's just Komet has like 4 or 5
And you've been
spike
a
weeks
Komet
every
hater this
season.
year.
I have been. I purely so. I understand how he operates. He has a few spike games. You have to get lucky to call him, and I just feel like this is one of those games. Packers are a top 10 play for tight ends. I mean, not that it means a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, but yeah, Komet might be I might roll the dice on him this week with the
For
OC
sure.
on.
Packers side, Jordan Love against the Bears defense.
I'm gonna try and pivot.
Okay. Would you pick up Anthony Richardson and start him instead against the Jets' putrid defense who can't tackle?
All right, come on. You've got another option other than Anthony Richardson. I'm not going to go that pivot. I think Jordan Love's a little safer, obviously, but
Okay.
Chicago, God, like I'd play Herbert. I'd sub to Herbert in against Cincinnati.
Okay. Jacobs.
Yeah, I'll play Jacobs for sure.
And then out of the wide receivers, who are you starting?
Reed, and that's it.
Now Dobbs.
If you need a spark, like to fill in a player, like you can go wrong. You could go a lot worse than as far as Packers wide receivers. Somebody has the chance of doing something, but like the Chicago secondary shuts them down. So
And then Tucker Kraft, I'm starting.
Tucker Kraft, you're starting. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Also, just got the news from Sleeper. Brian Robinson Jr. is off the injury report, so he's good to go for.
Oh, let's go, folks. Let's get it.
Super
Who you got
exciting.
winning?
So, yeah, it's Packers, and I don't even think it's gonna be close, to be honest with you.
Yeah, unlike head coach firings, OC firings really don't sway the needles too much as far as the win loss there, folks. All right, 3 more back up there. It's the return of the Mac Jones. It is
Jesus.
2-8 Jaguars taking on the 8-1 Lions in Detroit. 47 point over under. Detroit's favored by 14.
Dude.
I think that might be the biggest one of the season.
Yeah, it has to be. We'll start with Jacksonville and just get it out of the way. Nobody. I do not want to
Yeah,
start a single person. Mac Jones, not even a super flex league. I don't like this is very, very bad. Even you can pass in the Detroit Lions. Like I don't trust Mac Jones. I mean, Brian Thomas is really much is a pinch and a hope and a prayer that he can kind of burn this defense and Mac Jones can find him. But like, I'm not starting ETN. I am not starting Tank Bigsby, Dearness Johnson. Nobody. Like,
nobody. Evan Ingram, I don't mind putting him out there. He did lead the team in targets. He's going to do that. He might find in a PPR league, he might find your way to close to 10 points, but
Yeah, I just, uh, yeah, it's tough to be. I mean, Jacksonville, you're really hoping for that number one pick right now, and I mean, who knows what they'll do? This will be a whole new front office by then, probably new coaching staff. But let's see the fun side of the Lions because there's a lot of startable
Woo-woo.
pieces on that side. Jared Goff, I expect to have a bounce back game after throwing 5 picks last week.
Really? I mean, it's hard not to have a bounce back from a five-pick game. Like, let's be honest
He
here.
he could throw 4 and still probably win with that team. So
That's wild. And Jacksonville, like, they make everybody except for last week look good. Like, I don't know what happened with
dude,
Sam
Sam
Darnold
Darnold
against
just
Jacksonville.
has been on a fall off. I mean, he threw 3 picks against or 2 picks against us. Like, I think he's starting to get figured out a little bit with that offense. Um, Obviously, you're starting both the running backs. It was kind of weird though. David Montgomery didn't get work till like the very end. He kind of saved you with that last second touchdown. So I'm hoping
As he
his
always
game
does.
script. Yeah.
Yeah, only
Um,
12 carries, two targets, so not a lot of work, only 14 total touches.
yeah. I mean, Amon Ra starting comfortably, of course. Jameson Williams, I'm starting. Actually, I think he's going to get like a big breakout play because the Jacksonville defense is very, very bad.
It's the same, like, I wrote on Addison last week for that same reason, because I was like, oh, cool, talented number two, can bust out there and do something awesome. Not with Sammy D slinging it. But sure, Jameson
Yeah.
Williams, I'm putting him out there as a risky, kind of a low end wide receiver three with some upplay.
And then Sam Laporta, I know he's questionable. Um,
Not practicing Wednesday.
it's a dude's day, so I'm not sure. I mean,
I saw a coach
we'll
rule him
see.
as day to day. I don't know.
Yeah, he's tough. He's played before through injuries, but I don't know.
It's just, I mean, he was tight end three this past week, but it's been very tight end six, 34, 9, 29, 3. Sounds like he's gonna have a down game if you follow patterns.
Do the Jags cover the spread? That's the question, I guess.
I don't think they do. You mean Mac Jones? Does he? I don't
I
think he
just feel like
does. Brian
anytime
Thomas
I see
Jr.
a
would have
big
to have just
spread
an
like
unreal
that,
game. I just,
I just feel like
yeah.
anytime I see a big spread like that, I want to bet on the. There's just so many points.
Yep, going Lions, covering covering the
I think
14.
I'll lean the Jags. I don't know, man. They could just be some BS touchdown at the end to cover it. I don't know.
Yeah, garbage time. Yeah, I get that. All right, next one we have the 2-7 Raiders against the 3-6 Dolphins. This game's in Miami. It's 44-point over under. Miami's favored by 7. Gardner Minshew got the nod. He's getting the start. Tua is still alive, so he is starting for the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill,
Dude
a
wants to
little bit.
tackle with his head. It's so hilarious.
He's just trying to, like, he's looking for that initiated, like, automatic medical money. He's like going for it at this point.
Oh
Don't know.
man. All right, we'll start with the Raiders side. Brock Bowers.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. I
I
mean,
don't mind Jacoby Myers. It's not a great play for Jacoby Myers here in the Denver, Kansas City, but it's that playoff run of Atlanta, Jacksonville, New Orleans. I've been kind of like picking apart, looking for my playoff pieces, and it's weird to think that I would have Jacoby Myers in there as a wide receiver three or a flex play for me in the playoffs, but it's him and Bowers, and that's about it for this team.
yeah, I have a hard time starting Madison. I know he's been like the lead back, but like it's just this team is just very, very gross. I don't know what direction they're going to go for next year. Like they obviously need a quarterback, but like it's just there's just so many pieces this team needs to fill, and so I don't know where they even start.
Should trade for Rodgers.
Could you imagine?
And
Oh
then trade for his
Jesus!
buddy Devontae Adams. Oh, they'd
You
be
trade for him
great
back.
down
Oh
there.
yeah, we want you back. Oh man, we'll start with the Dolphins. I don't mind Tua here. I really don't. Like it's one of those where like you can expect him to kind of just sling the rock the entire time pretty easily. Like go for it. Devon A. Chain never leaves your lineup.
Would you ever play Tua or Patrick Mahomes against the Bills?
I think I lean Patrick. I think Patrick's gonna run a lot more in that game.
Drake May against the Rams or Tua?
Oh, I can't. I don't know. I might be on the May train next season.
Yeah, next
If they get
season.
if they get like a serious wide receiver, I might be on the train next season.
Oh yeah, he's a great like the back end quarterback. Like one of those double digit round quarterbacks with rushing upside.
Yeah,
100%. Calling it now. We're gonna see like a month of nonstop content just on that alone.
yeah.
Yeah, Achan is pretty easy. Mostert, what a disappointment, dude.
Did you see the comments too from the head coach about him for that last game? Like no touches.
Uh-uh.
It was just like it was the game script. That's just like how they designed that game. It's like what? It's like what? Like I
Yeah,
think Jalen
zero
Wright's taking over
carries.
that role.
Freaking zero carries, 3 targets. Yeah, if you don't have Wright and you need somebody in the backfield or to pick up Wright. Quickly here, we got Waddle probably starting, but Hill, torn ligament in his wrist. What are we doing with that? You still put him out there, I guess?
Still starting him, man. I mean, you kind of have no choice, really. And then Johnny Smith, dude, I'd start him. Like,
Yeah.
dude's dude's getting a ton of work for whatever reason. He's now encrypted into this offense. So, uh, the Dolphins, do they have a chance at the playoffs? Like, I mean, I don't know what their schedule looks like, but
They're 3-6. I think they're on the outside looking in. Obviously, and, they definitely need a few things. I think they're going against the Colts though. I think that like the Colts
no,
are
we
one
already
of the
played them.
last teams. No, I
We
just
just
mean
played them.
like as far as like getting
Oh,
into the
got you.
playoffs. I think we're two of the last teams that are on the bubble. So they've got to beat us out. I think the Bengals are in that race as well. So that could give them some issues.
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill, gonna have to start him. Who wins this game?
Dolphins. I think a lot of, I don't know, man, there's a lot of favorites that are, I feel like you're going to win, so it's not looking good.
Not looking good. All right, next up, 3 minutes. Here we go. 4-5 Rams taking on the 3-7 Patriots. It's a 43.5 point over under. The Rams are favored by 4.5 here. Your boy, May Train. That was bad. I was kind of
That's
hoping you were going to
bad.
jump in there, but you made me do the train noise.
not, not going to do it. Oh, man. You'll start with the Patriots since we did the May train. I mean, Drake May, I think he's going to be that fringe, like, top 15 quarterback this week. I think he has a chance. Um, Ramondre Stevenson, again, is really inefficient, but it just, I think he's going to find the end zone somehow. So
Shockingly, he didn't last week.
I
74
know, really
yards,
bummed.
77 all-purpose yards. Yeah, 2 weeks prior though, he had 2 touchdowns in each game. So let's get back in there, Ramondre.
Yeah, seriously, go find the end zone. Wide receivers like Demario. I mean, he's the only one that like stands out. Like, and then Jalen Poole, I know got the touchdown last week, but like, there's no one I'm seeing like, yes, I need a start. There's no one I'm like even like on my radar. It's like a buy low, nothing. I can't see it.
That's the hard thing with Kayshawn Booty, the second year player. Like he's seen 6 targets in the last 3 weeks, 96% snap share over the last 2 weeks as well. But it's just this offense. Between him, you do have Demario Douglas who soaks up targets, Hunter Henry soaking up targets, and it's not like a supreme passing game. It's not an elite offense. There's not a lot of scoring opportunities. So I think it's more just mental notes for next year. If we can get somebody else in this offense to really get the tires moving, some of these pieces might just be help for May, if anything. End of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I always buy in on second year wide receivers for most times in fantasy. Like that's just my go-to strategy. So like Jalen Poole could be a big buy for me. Um, Hunter Henry, is he moving the needle at all? Like, is that even a thought?
I mean, I'll play him this week. I don't mind.
Okay. Rams side, Kyron doesn't leave your lineup. I know he had a really bad game last week, but the Rams offense just looked putrid. So
Dude's been epic this year. Again, he's allowed to have some down games. He hasn't missed a game.
true.
Like, cut him some slack here.
This is true, man. And then Puka and Cooper Cup don't leave your lineups.
No.
And that's really about it in the Rams. I don't want to start Stafford in this game.
No, I'm okay sitting Stafford here. Super flex. I guess he's going to make your lineup, but single QB definitely sitting him. The tight ends, I'm not playing that game. Sean McVay does not play with tight ends.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't really care for him.
I don't blame him there. No. All right, who's winning it?
I'm gonna I'm gonna go with the Rams. I think that I'm gonna go with the experienced head coach McVay going after the young quarterback, the rookie quarterback.
I agree with you there. Who has the worst record by the end of the year, the Rams or the Patriots?
Dude, a lot of Patriots fans are like buying into this hype that they're not going to be the worst team. So it's like I got to see their schedules at the end of it. But if I had to pick, I'd probably pick the Patriots. I'd trust the Rams to knock out a couple more wins.
That's what I would think too. I feel like some of this Patriot hype. I'm like, look, you guys are just used to the good old days, and you're trying to just be ready to jump back into them. Calm down.
Yeah.
Go sit as a middling team for a few years. Next up, Jameis Revenge Tour. Here we go. 2-7 Browns taking on the 3-7 Saints. 44.5 point over under. New Orleans favored by 1. Derek Carr is going to learn who the better quarterback is between him and Jameis. Can Jameis get it done? I hope so. You want to start with the Browns?
Yeah. You are you going to start Jameis in this game? Are you really going to do it?
Superflex, I've got no problem at all. Single quarterback. I've got him as like a, where do I have? I have him at 15. No, I've got him at 16 right now. I'm okay if you have to put him in there. God, I guess, do you want him or Sam Darnold against Tennessee?
I go Jameis. There's just so much more
Uh,
upside with Jameis.
Jameis or Matthew Stafford?
Jameis. There's just more upside with him. Like if you're like really shooting for the stars, it's Jameis. But if you're gonna fall flat on your face, it's also Jameis.
Yeah. So if you need a floor play, it's not him. If you want to,
No.
yeah, like you said,
If
shoot
you're down in
it's him.
projections by quite a bit, I'm shooting for the hip. Yeah, it's going for Jameis.
Taking
Nick
Jameis
Chubb
over
actually.
Derek Carr for sure, right, though?
Yeah, I would take Jameis for Derek Carr. Nick Chubb I like this week.
Yeah, you can run all over the Saints. It was rough before the bye week for them. It was hard. 39, 52, 22 yards for Nick Chubb, 11, 16, 15 attempts. If we get that number closer to 20, maybe 25 if you're really feeling crazy. But that'll be a month in from playing football. So yeah, let's get Nick Chubb, start him up.
Yeah, and then the only other guy that well, there's two. Like I don't mind Njoku, like, and then Cedric Tillman. That's the only two
Yeah.
guys I really want to start. So
Yeah, like we said, Jameis is going to attack, and he's been throwing the ball very like a deep rate at a very high level right now. So Tillman, he's been soaking up targets and also been going down deep. So give me a little action with that, and David Njoku as well.
yeah,
So
Saints.
Kamara, we're going to
Yeah,
start him.
are you gonna start? Do you have the stones to start MVS after that
No,
performance?
I didn't even pick him up. We talked about this yesterday on the live stream, folks. 3:30 Eastern time, walking the wire. Yeah, MVS. Do you want to go out there and play that game? That's fine. He did it on what 12% of the targets. 3 catches, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns.
He filled in the Rashid Shaheed role, man.
But he doesn't catch at the rate that Rashid he does, and that's a big issue for me. If you're in a pinch, sure, go for it if you really want to. But I can't in good conscience tell anybody to play MVS.
Okay, Taysom Hill. I'm actually gonna probably start
Would you rather play MVS or Taysom Hill?
Taysom Hill.
All right, cool. You didn't answer that.
Yeah,
Christian Watson or MVS?
that's why do you ask these dumb questions? I don't know why you do this to yourself. It's Taysom Hill. It's literally my paraplegic grandmother over Christian Watson.
Alec Pierce or MVS?
Alec Pierce. Oh, MVS, Alec Pierce. Oh, I'll go Alec Pierce. Anthony Richardson starting.
Almost got it. Almost got it, folks. Alrighty, last game. It is I guess, no, this isn't the last 1 o'clock because we have 3 4 o'clock games this week, folks. We gotta love it. 4-6 Colts taking on the 3-7 Jets in New York. 44 over under. Jets are favored by 4. Anthony Richardson, he's learned his lesson, folks. He's fixed his cardio. He's ready to
He's out of
lead this
timeout.
team. Yeah, out of timeout.
Yeah.
Oh, let's start with the Jets because I feel like it's going to be a little easier over there.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, confidence in his play this week?
He hasn't been bad. I mean, like, but the Colts defense has actually been the only thing that's been good for us. They're just on the field so much. So like, I mean, like, I think there's other options. I don't necessarily hate it, but like, because usually I'm like a Colts doomer. I'm like, yeah, start everybody against us. But like, I'm actually like, it's not like the greatest
Jameis
thing
or
ever. So
Rodgers?
I think there's more. Again, if I'm shooting for the stars, it's Jameis. So
I gotcha. Brees Hall, we're playing him for sure, despite
yeah,
his less than stellar
been pretty
output the
bad.
last few weeks. Yeah. Running back 31, 28, and 20 over the last 3 weeks. Gave you back-to-back week 8 and that, but it's been rough for Brees. So going into the bye week after this, finish strong for me, buddy. Come on. Garrett
Yeah,
Wilson, Devontae Adams, you have to start those two, right?
yeah. I mean, they both have been like coexisting with one another, which we were all surprised. Like we all thought Garrett Wilson would take the backseat, but that's quite the opposite. He's actually been very, very good with him. So you're starting both of them. And that's all I really want to start. I don't want to start Conklin. So yeah, that's about it.
For the Colts, Anthony Richardson. He may have gotten off the bench for the Colts, but he has not gotten off the bench for your fantasy team. If he is on waivers, I am picking him up 100%, but I'm
hmm
not playing him.
Yeah, him or Geno Smith. How about that
Gino.
against San Francisco? Okay. Jonathan
In a
Taylor
super.
should see. Yeah, I would say Jonathan Taylor should see a ton of work in the guards because now that there's two players back there that can run the ball, he should see his numbers jump up.
Yeah, and he's just getting an incredible work share too. Like just the amount of like all the touches are going through him. So yeah, I like Jonathan Taylor for this. The wide receivers, we're not even going to bother with tight ends because I don't think the Colts realize that they have tight ends.
Nope,
It's weird.
they don't exist on
It's
this
weird.
team. They're just there.
They're to pick apples out of the tree because they're so tall. They're just giants. They're like
It
trees
was it was kind of
themselves.
nice to see Adonai Mitchell actually look really good. Like I was like, oh, this is our second round pick.
I'm excited. I think he's a decent waiver pickup. I don't think I'm playing him this week, but man, Josh Downs, I guess you're playing him.
Yeah, you are. You're gonna. I mean, again, he's talented. I think he's like a wide receiver 3 level guy, flex play. So yeah, I don't hate it.
People would be surprised to know Josh Downs' best game came with Anthony Richardson.
That'd be
So
interesting.
well, we're playing him. Pittman. If Pittman plays this week, are you rolling him out there?
No.
And then A.D. Mitchell, despite him looking good, him and Pierce, we're still benching those two.
Yeah, he's. It's kind of like let's see how he reacts with his benching and see if he actually fixes some things.
I like it. That's all we have, folks. 7 games wrapped up. Got it figured out. Anthony Richardson is the new supreme quarterback. We got that all decided, understood now, so we can just move on. We have to talk. Yeah, there we go. We're holding out, folks. We're holding out. You can't blame us. We're hopeful Colts fans. But yeah, if you're looking for more of me, it's at @too_much_Brian on Twitter. Of course, we're going to be here for you all the time on the Fantasy Football Advice Network. Brendan, where you at? Where can the people find
I'm
you?
on X at FFAMBMilk, and then you can find me on the Facebook group page for Fantasy Football Advice Network.
Bam. And if you're tired of those social media platforms, come to ours, Fantasy Football Advice Network. That's where we have all the fun, answer all the questions. Where is it at? Oh, here it is.
We are here. We are here. FantasySportsAdvice.com, offering the best fantasy sports social media platform. Why join endless Discord communities or the trolls of Reddit? Fantasy Sports Advice is a community designed to help you win with 24/7 support. Go to FantasySportsAdvice.com and become a pro member for unlimited access. Again, go to FantasySportsAdvice.com today.